Hey guys, what's going on? It's Matt, and I'm a part of the Life as Casual Gamers podcast. My gaming name is Ghost. I just happen to be top five in the game Mindnight. It's a free game on Steam that you can check out, and lately there's been a lot of noobs on on the game. And so I thought maybe, just maybe, I will do an instructional video. So we're going to play a game together and we'll go through what's right, what's wrong, and yeah, we'll do a little bit of a tutorial of how to play this game using strategies that work and strategies that don't. Okay, so right now we're in the first game. Carl and Brightonics are being proposed. I'm going to accept here because it's node 1, and typically node 1 goes the person proposing and the person counterclockwise to them. I like to accept that. I know some people will say refuse node 1 because node 1 matters, but basically if you go outside of node 1, typically node 1 is bluffed. If you go outside of node 1, then I find that people get a little bit ballsier and they hack. So if you're an agent, which I am, as you can see, I'm Gabriel. I'm the Gabriel Jukebox. Then, if they're going to bluff, I want them to bluff because I want that free node. So now it goes into node 2, and Brightonics is going to propose here. And typically, if I'm an agent, I want to refuse because I like it to go all the way around. I like to see what people propose. I like to see how people vote. And the more you refuse, the more people get to vote before something actually goes through. And it's forced to go through. When it's forced to go through, that's called hammer. And that's when you can see the node teams rejected on the bottom right here. When that hits 4 out of 5, agents must accept, because even though they're not in it and they may lose the node to a hacker, if they refuse that node, then hackers automatically win the game. So you always want to accept that if you are an agent. All right, let's see what Brightonics does here. He put him and Carl. So he's doing node 1, it looks like +1, which sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's an easy frame, and he skipped over me, which is kind of weird. And of course that makes me look bad because then it looks like they don't want me in with him, so people might think that me and Brightonic are hackers together. So of course I refused. Carl and Sarah accepted. Interesting. I'm gonna go with myself. Always include yourself, by the way. Do I trust Brightonics or Carl more? I mean, I kind of don't like either in there, so I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna propose Jen and Olga. And I'm going to see what votes come of it. I'm still going to refuse it because I still want the information. All right, any day now here, Brightonics. Oh, there we go. So they both accepted it. Everyone else refused. See, the thing is now, too, is there's a lot of noobs in this game, and so lately, for some reason, over the last few weeks, a lot of noobs have been coming into this game. That's why I decided to do this video and to start doing videos, because I mean, somebody needs to teach people. Like, these noobs need to watch videos, and unfortunately, with such a niche game, there's not many instructional videos. There's not many ways to figure out how to play besides actually playing and getting experience, which, I mean, I did, and I was a noob at 1.2, so I can kind of understand, It happens. People make bad plays. Sometimes it's forgivable. Sometimes it's just really annoying because it's obvious, and you're telling them it's obvious. It's right there in their face, but basically, the one thing that bothers me the most about noobs, so if you're new to this game, a lot of noobs like to think that you need to accept everything, and if you refuse, then that's suspicious, whereas that's not the case. Refusing is never suspicious, it's accepting that's suspicious, especially if you're accepting out of node. So Sarah just said, we need to get a node. Which, no, not yet. Not for one more. And node 2 is always the most important node. So you always want to refuse that until it gets to hammer. And hope that the person who has hammer isn't a hacker. So, see, and Sarah's also saying hacker voice admin. Which I mean, like, if they're an agent, that's borderline throwing. Because if you're an agent, you don't want to be saying that you're a hacker. People will believe you. They won't put you in. And agents will lose. Jen's asking to pass the hammer to Carl, which is always a bad idea. Never pass the hammer, whether you're agent or hacker. If you're a hacker, you get a free node. If you're an agent, you don't trust the person next to you is an agent as well. And of course, he just passed the hammer to Carl, who could potentially be a hacker. Let's see what Carl does. Well, he put me in it, which, I mean, isn't so bad. Hammer. Tonics just said hacked, which sometimes means they're a hacker and they knew. I'm willing to bet that the other jukebox is a hacker. See, when I proposed me, Olga, and Jen, I thought that was the safest option because these three have been being suspicious. Carl, Brightonix, and Sarah. So I typically go with what I feel is safest until I get more information by the way that people are playing. See, and now Jen gets hammer again. If he passes it to Carl again, basically we're screwed. And now this is a hard one because now this is 4-player. This is a 4-player node over here. And this one is going to need all of the agents. So there's a good likelihood that this one comes back as hacked. And every now and then I like to have some fun. Whoopity scoop. All right, let's go. Let's do something here. See, I like Jen and Olga. I don't like Brightonix, though. But Node 1, I mean, Carl, Brightonix, what are the chances of it being the both of them from Node 1 and both securing? I feel like if you're going to have two hackers, the person proposing is going to hack. That's another thing. We have hacker code, which a lot of noobs don't know about. But I'm going to go with this, actually. And I'm going to accept this time. And a lot of the times, too, people will be like, oh, isn't this the same prop that we proposed last time? But wanted to see votes. And now they accepted it. So let's see if this comes back secure. Hopefully it does. Ah, one hacker in there. See, Sarah bothers me because I still don't know if she's an agent trolling or a hacker. So if Sarah's a hacker, it's Sarah and Jen. Sarah's not a hacker. Oof, I don't know. I'm stumped. Now Braytonics is calling me suspicious. Whew, getting tired. A long day. Lots of thinking right now. In the meantime, while this is kind of dying down, if I notice anything that I think I need to mention while they're doing this, I'll bring it up. But in the meantime, we'll explain hacker code to you. Hacker code is basically if you have two hackers in the same node, there's a way of knowing who hacks and who doesn't. So basically, if I was a hacker and say Carl was a hacker and I was proposing this node and I put my other hacker friend in, the person who proposes hacks. If Sarah put the both of us in and we were both hackers, then we would go by alpha and beta. So say Carl hacked node 1 and then made everyone believe that it was Braytonics who hacked node 1. So it comes to Hammer and Jen puts in Jen, Carl, Gabriel. With me and Carl both being hackers, I would go by, well, he hacked the last node, so he's the alpha, and I'm new to the node. That means I would be the beta. So he would hack, and I would secure. There's, I believe, a few other ways of doing it as well, and figuring out who hacks. But typically, if you just go with the person proposing, and that as step 1, and then step 2, if you or your buddy aren't proposing, then going by the alpha beta. If you haven't established alpha beta yet, then at that point you kind of just get lucky. I typically secure. I'll be a little bit beta and secure, especially if the person is wearing the noob skin. Typically noobs like to get hack happy. So if the noob is in the proposal and he's also my hacker buddy, I always secure, because you just know that the noob is going to get hacker happy and hack it. So this is Carl, Gabriel, Olga. What's node 2? I guess this is a good game. Yes, Carl is a hacker. It's Carl and Sarah. Wait, no. Who was Jen? Wow, reporting Sarah for game throwing. Never say that you're a hacker, whether you're a hacker or an agent. All right, let's play another quick one here. I hope that I get a hacker on this one just because it's a little bit easier to show you, especially for newer players. It's easier to learn as a hacker. I mean, you get to kind of observe. You get to observe what the agents are doing a little bit better. And also, it's a lot more fun because you get to toy with people. That's my favorite part. Oh, look at that. I got hacker. It's a 5-man game. It's a little bit different. Typically, I've been playing a lot more of 6 and 7 man games lately, but 5 man games are typically the most popular. And they're a lot easier to figure out, so this will be a much better video. This part of the video will be much easier for me to explain and actually show you what's right and what's wrong. So let's dive into this. Got my tea. We kind of talked about this a little bit in an episode of the podcast about me making these videos. I'm happy that I'm finally doing it, at least trying. So I hope that this turns out well, and I hope that you learn something from this. Okay, so here's what happened here. Morty is my hacker buddy, and because it's Node 1, a lot of people bluff. I mean, it all depends. If you feel like your partner can handle the workload after you hack Node 1, and you break it down to 50-50, if you think that they can handle that workload and convince everybody that they're an agent, by all means, you can go ahead and hack Node 1. But typically, a lot of people like to hide into the 3-man nodes, so a lot of people will secure Node 1. So right now, nobody has any suspicions of anybody yet. And that's a reason why a lot of people actually like to not do Node 1 plus 1 anymore. They like to do 1 from Node 1 and 2 new people, because that prevents people from getting framed. And also because Node 1s are mostly bluffed. Sorry, I gotta wear my glasses. I probably look like a weirdo in my sweats and wearing my glasses. Just can't look at screens too long anymore. All right. So I'm going to throw some sus onto Mark. Some suspicions. By the way, if you're really new and haven't played the game before, a few terms. ACC stands for accept, to propose, when voting for the proposal. Ref means refuse, pretty basic. Hammer, I explained that already, 4 out of 5. If it gets to 5 out of 5, the hackers automatically win. See, now, obviously, Loki is new here because he just put this through, not being in it on a 3-man game. And I don't know why Morty wouldn't hack there. Why would Morty not hack there? Unless he's throwing. Great. So once again, this is another thing where a reason why I wanted to do these videos is because so many people have been ruining the game now. People throwing, noobs not knowing how to play. It's not the same. It's honestly not the same as it was a few months ago. So basically, this is where I'm going to make him learn his lesson in hopes that Morty doesn't flat out secure and throw. Because now Carl thinks that it's Loki and me. This game is just a mess. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to be able to teach you on this. I might even cut this out. I might not even put the game in here. Basically, everything that everybody is doing is wrong. Loki accepting all of these nodes not being in them as an agent is totally wrong. Never accept anything that you're not in if you're an agent. And if you're a hacker and you're accepting out of node, well, it's very suspicious. So people are going to catch on to you. So right now, everyone thinks that Loki's a hacker because he's accepting without himself being in it. The only time you want to accept if you're not in it is hammer, 1. And 2, if you already know that the other people in the node are clean and you're the last agent out. Because typically there's always going to be an agent outside. So if you're outside and you know that it's going to come back clean, yeah, accept. Like Mark should have thought that was going to come back clean because it was 2 from a clean 3-man node. So he refused that. That was weird on his part, but Loki accepted it, and he actually saved me for doing that. So Loki is what we'd like to call a third hacker. See, he doesn't know what ACC means for accept. Another thing I should go through is when to accept and when to refuse, but I'm kind of going through that. See, now Carl, see, now I'm going to put a little bit of doubt. I don't know if I can trust you. I'm going to do this. See, so Morty slipped up. Clearly, I don't know how Morty has the chef skin. Typically, people with skins are a little bit better than that, but he messed up by proposing 3 people, 2 of which were 50-50 on being a hacker. So now they're going to know that Morty's a hacker because he just proposed. Because he just proposed a hacked, what would have been a hacked node. He put himself, Carl, and Mark into it. But when we proposed Morty and Carl, it came back with a hack. So now everyone's going to think that was Morty. But I put doubt into Carl's head, so he thinks 2 hackers were in node 2. So at least I got us that far. Playing with noobs is kind of fun, but at the same time, I mean, they're easily manipulated, but it's not competitive at all, and you lose because of stupid mistakes, so it's a little bit tilting. I'm going to refuse this. Hope to God that they accept it. No, they didn't. Well, Carl gets hammer. Let's see who he puts. Might want to double check the tutorial. Well, now we're going to make Carl look bad. Or Loki. We'll see. But Loki's a noob, and we're going to take advantage of that. Let's hit that handy old hack button. Boom. And now Carl's thrown through a loop, doesn't know who it is. I'm I'm not going to say anything because they're going to find it suspicious. They don't know right now. Carl can figure it out easily. I'm just going to give it a little whelp. Carl number 2 because he was in the hack note again. Yeah, okay, but he's... So now I put this point of view out there for Carl. Carl gets hammer. So I'm instilling thoughts into him right now. Oh, I have a feeling Morty's gonna give it away entirely. No. You see, Morty just gave it away because now Carl has hammer. Carl knows that Morty's an agent. Loki's new. I'm glad that I have Mark's trust. Problem is I don't need his trust. I need Carl's. And I was in a node with him now. I'm going to refuse this. See if they both accept. If Loki does the same thing, I'll accept. But I'm going to refuse so I don't look suspicious. Because I really need Carl's trust right now. It comes down to him. Hammer's on him. Unless both of them accept. But they didn't. He really likes Morty, which is freaking hilarious. I don't know why. It's so obvious that he's a hacker. But once again, noobs. Oh, I want to accept this so bad because if Morty and Loki accept this, it's GG. But if I accept it and it doesn't go through, Carl has hammer. Oh, Morty keeps refusing. See, me and Morty could have won right there. Alright, Carl, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? No, 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 no. And then Morty, see, we could have had it right there. If Morty would have accepted Loki's, we would have won. But I could... Morty, why secure node 2? He's a level 17, yeah. Can't even do much help when I want to show you guys how to properly play as a hacker and kind of break everything down, which I mean, like, I guess I did, but at the same time, it's a lot easier when you have teammates that actually help you. There's just too many people that don't know how to play this game. I'd like to get a game before we finish up this video with a proper team. Hey, both the jukeboxes are hackers. Let's hope they don't find us both suspicious. Whoop-de-scoop. Boop. Boop. What song you playing, brother? Whoop-de-scoop, boop, boop. Whoopity-scoopity. Alright, and let's see. Now I know that Loki's going to get the hammer. And I know that my teammate knows how to play. I'm going to take advantage of these noobs. I'm going to hack the first node. Problem is, we got 2 guaranteed noobs that might just accept everything, including the bad nodes. The clean nodes. Let's hack it. Let's hack it. I'll hit him with the "you knew." Get to toy with them a little bit and also explain now who does what wrong and right. I mean, I guess you can say what I did was a little bit wrong, but at the same time, I'm trusting that another jukebox is gonna know what he's doing and he's gonna be able to back me up here. Everyone refused. Nobody wants me. Yes, put in my hacker, buddy. But I'm going to refuse because I'm not going to draw attention to him. Donnie accepted. Now, you frame the person that you hacked at every chance. You got to be able to jab him. That's why whenever people try to frame me, I'm great at framing people, so I'm great at proving my innocence. See, this is what I'm worried about. If Donnie accepts here and everyone else accepts, but Helga, thankfully, knows what she's doing. I hope Loki doesn't put me in. Don't put me in just because of the whole alpha beta rule. I'm already the alpha, but he's proposing. Typically proposing goes first, but some people go with alpha beta first, which is really rare, but have lost games that way where they thought alpha beta and I was going by proposal. Or you show up with 2 hackers. So this is going to be a quick game because I hacked node 1 and they don't know who it is. Let's see. Helga, Jen, Loki. Helga, Jen, Loki. Anna, confirmed agent. Donnie and 33% chance in node 2. You gotta really lay down the groundwork. The chances of them finding out it's both jukeboxes is gonna be pretty rare, but I mean, they might just do it for the meme. Yes, Donnie. Donnie boy, let's see what you propose so I can frame you. Put me in. Have a slip and put me in. Please, have a slip and put me in. Yes, go with Jen. Everybody accept. I have to refuse. Ah. I think this looks the least suspicious. Oh, Loki, we had the game there. We had the game. Do we like that? Yes. 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 This is the game right here with both hackers in it, and I love it. This is how you demolish people. I'm not a hacker though, ... Every agent Helga, and this is probably it. I do, because Donnie and Jen accept out of node. There we go, GG. That was a quick game, and that's how you do it when you have a partner that can back you up. And see, once again, Jen and Donnie, they're accepting it, made them suspicious. If you're playing with experienced players who know how to play, accepting is what makes you suspicious, not refusing. Noobs will say that refusing makes you suspicious, but it's not. Always, if you're unsure, always refuse, because you get information. And when you accept out of node, or if you accept a node that has previously been hacked with most of the people in there that have been hacked already, and you're accepting, then it looks bad on you. So always refuse if you're unsure, unless it's hammer. So we're going to cap that off for our first video today. There's 3 games we played, and we'll come back with some more videos a little bit later. And now that I kind of gave you a quick little half an hour, 45-minute tutorial on kind of the proper way to play, we'll come back with maybe some etiquette. We'll do a video on some etiquette. And maybe even just watching me play. I'm going to focus in here, sorry. And maybe just watching me play, and I'll go through some of my thought processes with you another time. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are thinking about playing Mindnight, it's a fun game. It makes you think. It's a social deduction game. And of course, if you're already playing it and you want to get a little bit better, well, maybe we can work through that together. I've already had a few people add me on Steam because they want to play with me, just to see the way that I play, the way that I deduct. I didn't really go through much of that yet, but I will in another video. So keep posted for another video. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked this video. If not, you can hit the down button. I won't hate you. But yeah, check back in for more Mindnight videos.